Hi guys, I'm Ram Agarwal. You are watching my channel 52 Pixels. Let's get started. Hi guys, in this tutorial we are going to see yet another technique of selection, and that technique is called as selection using the focus. So we are going to see that now in Photoshop. So to get started, these are the images that we are going to work with, and as you might have noticed, these all images are of flowers, but more importantly, what is to be noticed is that all these images contain the focus. So the flower over here is in focus, the stem is not in the focus, and the background is totally blurred. Same way in this case, the main flower is in the focus, rest everything, the background and the leaves and the stem, everything is just blurred out. And the same way is with this case. So we are going to see how to select these images easily without doing any much of an effort using Photoshop. So starting with this image, I'm going to go to select, and there's this option called as focus area. So I've already learned color range, subject and select and mask. Now this is another trick called as focus area. So if you tap on focus area, this kind of a toolbar appears, and it is going to take some time. It is going to process the image, and once it sees the object that is in focus, as you can see, these objects are going to get selected. But we can always have the option to expand the selection using this in focus range. So if I increase the in focus range to around, let's say, 6, the focus area is going to widen, and as you can see, the flower is like selected properly, edge to edge. Somewhere it has faults such like this part over here and over here, but we can resolve those issues using this kind of selection paint brushes, you can call them. So using this plus icon, I can just increase the selection, as you can see, and using the minus selection bar, I can just reduce the selection over here like this. Same way with this one, I can just give a single tap, and maybe it will take some time, but it will identify the object automatically and then work with the object. Again, using the plus, I can just increase the selection over here, and as you can see, my selection is just way too, it's like proper, and it's just way too appropriate for working with the image. And we also have this option for view mode. So currently it's on marching ants. So marching ants means this selection, as you can see, this is called as marching ants. Another cool trick is the overlay. So overlay just shows the main image that is selected, and rest everything is shown in this red, bright red color, opaque red color, you can say, anything. And then on black, just like select and mask on white. So as you can see, once I selected on white, there are some parts that needs to be worked upon. Then we have black and white, we have on layer, that is a transparent background, and reveal layer, that is the original image. So depends on your image, but in this image we can work with on white in this case. And then we have the option called as select and mask. So instead of clicking on OK and then creating a mask and then going to select and mask, we have an option of moving to select and mask from here itself. So I can just go to select and mask, and it is gone to the select and mask screen, and the background is already as white because I selected it in the toolbar. So the background is white and the opacity is 100. We have options called as radius, smoothness, feather, contrast, shift edge, everything. So we are going to work with everything and try to make this image a better selection. So we can increase the radius. First of all, it would be around 3 or 4 maybe. I guess this is quite okay. We can increase the smoothness to around 30. Even that works well. We can get the shift edge down to minus 100%. And as you can see, the edge has already been shifted and it looks good. We can lastly use the decontaminate colors. I don't know if that is going to be much of help. Yeah, it's not of much help. So we can use this tool, refine edge brush, and with a small brush we can just refine the edges where we find the color leaking and the selection is not so proper. It takes some time to load the selections properly, but once it does, it just looks fabulous and beyond our expectations sometimes. So I guess that's it for this selection. I can click on OK, and I've got my image. I can just move it and paste it in any image which I wish to. So I can just show you over here. So as you can see, it just looks somewhat like this. It looks great, and it's some easy way to do the selection. Of course, there are various other ways as we discussed earlier. We have color range, we have subject, we have the quick select tool, we have magnetic lasso tool, we have lasso tool, we have channel mask, we have every other option to do the selection. But there are some parts of selection that always get like messed up, and they don't look so good. So for that, there are other options that we can try. So one such option is the focus range. I guess that's the focus area. It's not the focus range, it's the focus area. So we can just delete this for now. Now the second image is this. We can work with this as well. So you must be thinking this is a clearly, it's an easy image. It's because the background is way too blurred and only this image is in focus. So we can use the subject as well. Yeah, we can use select subject and work with it, but we are going to try using the focus area. You have to wait until this image loads the selection. And as you can see, even after loading, there is nothing selected. Why is it? It's because of the grain size. So if I can just turn it off, I'll zoom the image and show you. See, after zooming the image, the grain size is almost similar. The main image, even if it's in focus, but the grain size over here and the grain size over here are quite similar, and that's why the software is unable to identify or differentiate between the blur regions, and then that's why it's not able to select the object properly. So we'll have to define the focus range. We'll have to increase the focus range to around, let's say 7. Let's try 7. Let's see if that works. It still does not work. So in this case, what we'll have to do is use this plus brush, or maybe we can reduce the noise level, but I don't think so that would be of any help. So we can use this brush and maybe just start adding the selections somewhat like this. We can go to marching ants and see the selections. As you can see, as I created the selection, it has selected the whole image which we don't want. So we can again try to reduce the focus range, maybe around 4.57 this time. Let's see if that works now. It is not at all working. So as you can see, this image is kind of an exception where the software is unable to identify or differentiate between the two images of background and the foreground. So we'll have to do it manually, and we can just use the minus tool and work with it. It's a long procedure, so I won't recommend it to you. But yeah, in some cases it would work. So as you can see, it is now detecting the edges after me plotting the selection area. So it's just like that. You have to sometimes tell the software that we want the selection in this particular region, and then the software identifies that you have to select this particular area and neglect this leftover region. So as you can see, now the software has detected the proper edges. We can just change the view maybe to overlay or on black background. It just looks stunning over here. Oh my god, it just looks great over here in the black background. On the white background also, it's just amazing. So maybe we can just click on OK, and using this selection we can also go to adjustments and we can edit with vibrance, as you can see. So the vibrance of the selected region will get enhanced. We can work with tremendous other options called as such as like hue and saturation, maybe levels. We can work with all these options, and once we are done, we can just kind of select this image and paste it into a different image on a black background, or a different image altogether. So it's totally up to us what we want to do with the image. So it's just what we want and what we can do with this image. Now let's move on to the next image, which is this one. I'm taking a lot of time, but I'm sure this is helping you in learning the tool properly. Again, let's go to select and focus area. it is taking some time to select the object, and as you can see, it has selected the object quite well. I can show you on marching ants view. So as you can see, the object has been selected quite well, just some regions are not selected, so we can do it manually by increasing the focus range to maybe 6.07 and maybe just adding or subtracting the selections. It always helps a lot. And adding the selection over here. So as you can see, the edges have been detected quite properly and the image is selected quite well, and we can work on with the image. So we can start with seeing with different blend modes or view modes. One is on black. You can see there are some problems over here and over here. On white, we have some problems over here and over here, so we can keep it on white and go to select and mask, and then we can just work with the radius and the smoothness and of course the shift edge. So we are going to take it all the way to -100, and it's already looking quite good. We can always work with this refine edge and just refine the edges over here. I guess we are good to go. We can just decontaminate the colors and click on OK. So this is quite a good selection, I can say, and we can always work this image and some like paste it or copy and paste it in some other image, or maybe work around with some text or something that suits the image well, and then we can just get the selection done. So well, that's it for today guys. Hope you liked the video. Make sure you subscribe to 52 Pixels and tap on the bell icon to get notified. Thank you.